how did you get the inside info for the material in this book?
Well, I have been a political reporter basically my whole professional life, and covered the campaign for the New Republic magazine, and it was my life for the year of 2008 and actually for much of 2007. So I was on the campaign trail frequently. I was in touch with the campaigns, talking to the people, really living and breathing the campaign. So it was just what I was doing, and what I do for a living. And so it was nice that I could pair that with an artist who was so good and able to synthesize it into a visual depiction.
What was your approach to the look of the book?
I wanted it to be the kind of book that people who'd never read a 160-page comic before, but were familiar with the visual language of, which would be the design of magazines and newspapers and websites, bring that more to the forefront in the design of the book, and in the using the typography to, comics, the main instruments are pictures and words. I mean, they're like musical instruments. So I use the typography and the design of the book very heavily as part of the reading experience in a way that I felt would be kind of a hybrid between newspaper and magazine design and the sequential narrative of comics.
Did you have to work hard to get like a balance between text and image?
Yeah, it took me a long time to get my head around what I wanted to do. I mean, in the abstract, I knew that that's what I wanted the book to be going into it, but it took me about 100 pages until I felt like I got it. And then I worked digitally, so there's no paper or ink. So I'm lucky that way, because I could go back, and once I found it around page 100, I could go back and make everything feel that way, and then move forward.
I'm guessing that, in the blush of the election and everything, you were working on this. Now that reality is starting to settle in as it would have to, how has your attitude changed from the book, or has it changed?
About the election itself?
About the election and about Obama.
Well, I think that it's hard to render a verdict yet, but I think, what I think about is how interesting it's going to be to see whether Obama can channel the sort of unprecedented energy and inspiration he created on the campaign trail into actual governing. So here he is already bogged down in this kind of laborious fight with the Republicans, who have shown that they're not interested in some new era, some new beginning for America. It's sort of the same old, same old. Can he really bring that into the thing that he found on the trail, bring it into Washington and change Washington? And it's going to be really hard, and it's too early to say whether he's going to be able to do it, but when I see him bogged down in these fights, I think back to what he did on the campaign, how he electrified people, and how it feels very distant from that now, and the challenge he has in trying to channel that back to become a powerful and effective president.
What's the cliche that you campaign in poetry and you govern in prose?
Yeah.
And I think we're in prose now.
Yeah.
But I mean, that said, I'm happy that when he opens his mouth, it's intelligent, and he speaks proper English and full sentences. That's really refreshing. I think that already in the first few weeks of his presidency, he's done things that surprised me. They haven't all been good. There's been a few things I'm not happy with, but I thought it spoke volumes that his first interview was for Al Arabiya. I was not expecting that. I thought it was wonderful. It was a really grand gesture that I hope carries on throughout the